Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ceylon Graphite's channel, producer of the world's highest grade graphite for the electrified future. We always have the pleasure to be joined by Chief Executive Officer Donald Baxter. Welcome back.
Thank you, Kyle. Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to see you back on, especially considering you were just in Sri Lanka, checking out the mines, the properties. I want to discuss that as you guys also had the renewal of the industrial mining license for that K1 mine. And between the geopolitical events going on there that have been somewhat of a concern, can you kind of just offer a broad view insight on what you're seeing on the ground floor and from the political standpoint?
Absolutely. It's quite an interesting, fluid situation in Sri Lanka. We are managing it. We have some very good people on the ground there. So the key thing for us is that we have foreign currency. That's the big issue there. So we're able to manage supply situations where the government can't buy diesel fuel, but we can. So that's one big key thing for our shareholders and investors to understand that, we have bought explosives ahead. We have bought, we've bought just a big load of diesel, as I say. I don't want to say how much and where we have it. I don't want to be a target. But the situation on the ground in Sri Lanka it's not good. But for the average person who gets paid in rupees and has to go try buy an apple that's 5 times the price it was 2 months ago is not good. Our people, we're doing what we can. We're helping taking care of our people. When I was in Sri Lanka recently, we did a video, so maybe there's something that's spliced into this perhaps, but we did a video, or we can direct shareholders to look at it, of me at the surface and me underground, showing our progress, what we're doing. But also with that trip, I met with some certain government officials. We were on hold to meet with the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister. We ended up meeting with his staff. So the things about this is good that we're showing here we are, a foreign investor still there, still looking to do business, looking to expand. So it's a good opportunity for them, for us to meet and us to leverage this to a certain extent to help, look to streamlining permitting processes, that kind of stuff. From a currency standpoint, if you're dealing in rupees, locally, it's not good. But when you bring foreign currency in and convert it, our conversion from US dollar to rupees was 200 to 1. Now it's like 360 to 1. So, when we're paying our wages and salaries, it's going a lot farther. So, selfishly, that's good for us. We're watching, keeping close tabs on our employees to make sure that we, if we want to buy some, foodstuffs and, large kilogram bags of rice and things like that, we're sort of monitoring the situation there. But, the fact that we can buy fuel, we have fuel at the site, we run on generators. We just bought another bulk sample of a bulk amount of fuel. So that's all good. So we can operate, we're good. So as you say, we just got our K1 mining permit. I'm hoping early next week we'll have our M1 permit in place. So we'll have 2 permitted mines, go to go and pushing to get graphite out of the ground at the end of the summer. So we're moving on. I say it's not business as usual, but it's still, business within relatives that we can manage. And I say we have good people on the ground to help. So from that perspective, I'm quite confident we can still reach our production goals to be hoisting graphite, hopefully the end of August. That's the goal. So, where we're at, it's a fluid situation, but overall politically, it's, the genesis of the problem is that the Rajapaksa family was managing the country. The president, the prime minister, ministers were all Rajapaksas. So the new prime minister is not, he's been brought in, he's an administrator. He's the kind of guy, no problems there, no corruption. He basically tells it as it is, brutally honest about the situation. And, he says it'll take a year and a half to get out of all this, to get things, the IMF coming in, the Japanese are coming in with money, that the Indians are coming in with money, the US has put more money in. So it's coming, but they also want to see the good management of the money from this new prime minister. So that's happening, and we will have the year of the new prime minister. So, from that perspective, it's good for Ceylon Graphite and the long-term benefits of developing this industry in Sri Lanka. Again, we're in an incredible position right now to take, I hate to say take advantage of this, but to help Sri Lanka come out of this. Maybe that's the best way to put it. So I think I'm quite confident that what we're doing there will help the country in the long run and help Ceylon and our shareholders in the long run as well.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're trying to gracefully ballet your way through this tumultuous time. And it's kind of intriguing because I always feel like there's two ends of the stick with the good side and the bad side of it. And I feel like people are fixated on the bad side. But as you mentioned, things people might not be aware of is how far your money's going, the relations with the government itself. And obviously they want to continue trying to get involved with industry and continue to build up the country to some extent. If there's one thing you think investors should focus on, whether it's that you mentioned they're trying to resolve a lot of these issues over the next couple months here, what should people be paying most attention to, and what do you think is the most prevalent catalyst for you guys coming up in the next 6 months for the second half?
I think, again, the fact that we're still continuing operationally, we're getting permitted mines, so that is a key thing. We're able to get to the place where we're looking for cash flow. Hopefully, mid to late fall, we can show some sales. I'm hoping on that regard. So that's unheard of for a junior. My other travel, I was in Sri Lanka, late May, early June. I've been traveling around. I was at a big event in DC, Washington, DC, about battery materials and whatnot put on by Benchmark. And the huge recognition now of, graphite is such a key material. The OEMs are reaching out to us. The conversations we're having, all this stuff is happening. Everyone's doom and gloom about the markets and the share price, but we continue to grow and we continue to advance. So we're going to come out of, maybe people see, out of left field with all these great announcements, but in the meantime, everybody's focused on the markets, whereas this particular industry, the green energy EV battery market, is still booming. So we need to focus on that, I think, and that's what we're doing. And I continue. Again, I was in the UK as well, so we're looking to advance our facilities there, and deal with some of the other issues or other potential revenue sources we've got with our silicon enhanced graphene or products that could be sold to other graphite end users, other battery makers. So that we're still, continuing on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm an engineer. We're engineering, we're building, and we're advancing. That's the main thing.
I think this has been an incredibly insightful conversation, and I appreciate your time today, Donald. I'm going to pass the question off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you guys think about all of this in that comment section below. As always, consider subscribing, because as this news continues to evolve and update, we'll bring it right to you here. But on that note, stay cool, stay awesome, and as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.